part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with live sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at grooveasia.cm.
Hello and welcome to Groove Asia Leaders Unite. My name is Nick Lakhani and I am VP of Tech at Groove Asia. And one of the things that we do regularly that you may already know about, you may have been here before, you may be part of the community already, is that we do regular streaming and information to help you move on with your business. And a couple of weeks back, before my holiday, I talked about some tools that can help you, like a suite of tools like Microsoft Office or Office 365. And I went through certain things that I was going to show you on there, some advantages, disadvantages, a little bit of information on pricing and so on. So there's a number of things there. And I said to you that I'll actually do the same for Google Workspace as well. And here's my review of Google Workspace for you today. Now, before we get on with that, I've got a few things that I'm going to show you or remind you about the Groove Asia community. And one of the things about the Groove Asia community is we have lots of events going on. Therefore, for example, if I actually show you and on here, this is the Groove Asia CM resource page, and I'll put this into the chat over here. And one of the things about this is the idea that we have a lot of information in here. For example, check the calendar. There, if I click on that, and it'll show you the calendar. It's got my time zone on there, and I hope you can see that on there. It says London. I will adjust the screen on there actually for you so you can see a little bit better. And let's make it 150%. Okay, that's a little bit better there for you. All right. Now, one of the things about this is that it has our events going on, and you can click on various events. So therefore, we've got, for example, Peter did the Groove Cart earlier on today. Tyra's got a power hour in the early hours of the morning, which is UK time. And also Karen does her GLU as well. Now this weekend we've got a very special launch, and we've got the Insider Club's launch. If I click on it, and it's Insider's launch over here, and it's Friday and Saturday, depending on what part of the world you're in. Take a look at this, okay? And again, I'm going to put this into the chat for you to make it easier for you. Take a look at this. There's lots of information on here. It's a private event registration, free virtual seat. Just put your details in there. Now, it's Friday the 17th, and that's 8 a.m. In Miami or New York time, and it's 8 p.m. Singapore, Malaysia time. All right, very straightforward on there. And I want you to take a look at that and attend the event. Okay, there's lots of information in there. This is just some of the information. Simon is going to be leading this. There'll be other people there as well, like Ching Yutan, JJ Fernandez, etc. Lots of information and lots of benefits to you, my friends. Okay, so I really would recommend you take a look at that. Also on here, we've got the Groove 5-day challenges. So in about an hour's time, I'm going to be going through day 4 of the Groove Cell challenge. All right, and you can go on here and click on this link to go and register and receive information on how to actually get it on there. Okay, and also on the resources page, there's lots of other information on here. For example, new members orientation, the first Wednesday of every month. Karen takes us through a lot of information for you. Even if you've been in the community for a while but need a refresher, just come along and take part in that interactive session in a Zoom room, and you get a lot of benefit from that for you. Lots of events, lots of courses that we've been running recently. AI for SEO. We've got a breakthrough experience, a mastermind experience on here, which is come along with us to Tokyo in Japan. Now, right now, we're not asking you to actually just go. We do still have a few more places. Fill in this information and you'll get invited to the next event to find out about it. Okay, so that's on Friday the 24th of May, which is just over a week's time. Okay, or just over a week's time, yeah. So take a look at that. Also on here, private consultations, connect with our coaches and consultants. Also, for example, the challenges are on here, reviews are on here, and also, for example, join the Facebook group on here. Lots of information on the resource page. I recommend that you take a look at that and see about the information there. Okay, now what I'm going to talk about today is about Google Workspace. Now, one of the things that you can see on here, I've got Google Calendar, I've got Google Drive, I can have, for example, Google Mail. I can have, what other things can I have, Nick? Well, I can actually have, for example, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, lots of information, lots of different ones over here, okay? And I'm just going to go and just introduce the Google Workspace suite for you. Now, first of all, Google Workspace is a platform, all right? And one of the things about this is it used to be called G Suite, okay, or Google Suite. Now it's called Google Workspace, or sometimes actually it's actually made into an acronym called GWS. I use it GWS all the time, Google Workspace. And one of the things that, as I said, it's got the Google Mail, Calendar, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides, Google Meet, etc., etc. Lots more of those things. And these are the core items on there. And one of the things about this is that it's for productivity, isn't it? Hence the title that I actually went with, which is the idea that we've got productivity on there. And one of the things about this is that you can get this for free. Really? You can get this for free. Yes, because when you actually get a free Gmail account, you actually get sort of most of the tools that I've mentioned, if not all of them, and you actually get them. There are some limitations. For example, you've limited to a certain amount of space on the Google Drive, and there's a number of different things that you can't do. So you've got a free version. So much so that I believe at some stage, either past or present, I've probably had something in the region of 30 plus accounts. Now, I don't have 30 plus at the moment. They were for different projects and things that I created for myself or for clubs that I was working with or customers as well. But you can actually get it for free. Now, the difference between the free account and the Google Workspace, the paid account, is the fact that, yes, you pay. Okay. What's the cost, Nick? Well, there's no cost. It's an investment, isn't it? We talk about that. The investment that I make in the UK is, I believe it's gone up again. When I first started about 10 years ago, it used to cost about £2 or barely $2.50, right, a month. Now it's something really a region of £12 a month, which is roughly $15 a month. Okay, again, it's not going to break the bank, but it is useful. And I would suggest that if you're running a business, you do need something like this. Now, whether you go for Office 365 or Google Workspace, well, I told you last time, I actually have both. And there's a few reasons for that. I think that Microsoft Office is very good with certain things like Word and Excel, PowerPoint, and so on. So the individual products are really good. But the really cool thing about Google Workspace, or the Google Suite itself, is that it's great for collaboration, especially across time zones, especially when you want to share documents, work on the same document at the same time, and you can do that. Okay, so there's a number of things in there. So the fact that you've got tools for example, like Google Meet. So although it's not as good as Zoom, you get it in your package, and you can even use a free account. Okay, but basically, look, in my Google Workspace account, I get Google Meet, and I can actually have Zoom meetings without Zoom. And it's okay. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad. They've actually developed it over the last 2 or 3 years to make it a lot better. 2 or 3 years ago, it really was poor. Now, in terms of collaboration and productivity, I think that this is the strength of Google Workspace, because what happens is, as I mentioned, more than one of you can work on a spreadsheet or a document or a slideshow or slides at any given time. You can have a number of people working on it. Yes, you sometimes can get an issue with, hey, somebody's going to change something and then somebody else has gone back in and changed it back. Yeah, but it's about communication as well, isn't it? But you do see that other people are on there working. Okay, and I'll show you 1 or 2 things about that where we are. In terms of, for example, the benefits of Google Workspace, as I said, it's collaboration, sharing, and so on. But the fact that you get the difference between the free version and the paid version is that the paid version is a lot more thorough. You get much more storage space, 15 gigabytes on the storage in Google Drive on the free account, and I think I'm getting about 2 terabytes actually on Google Drive for my paid Google Workspace account, which is actually huge and a lot bigger than it used to be 3 or 4 years ago. And over the years, they've actually caught up with Microsoft and exceeded them as well. Now, with Google Workspace, I actually manage my domain. So I've got a custom domain, and I can actually manage it there. I can manage, for example, I can manage my email there. With my email, I can have email aliases. It's all very easy to manage if your domain and your email is with Google Workspace. That's why with the Microsoft or Office 365, I use it for specific tools and for the storage there as well. Okay. Now, in terms of new users, I think that if you're of the older persuasion, you may well have used Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, etc. before. Then that would be more familiar to you. However, nowadays, a lot of people have grown up with having Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, etc. And they find it a lot easier. Now, one of the things about that is that, yes, so depending on, what your background is and what your experience is, you may find that Google Workspace is the one for you. Fine, not a problem. With Office 365 and Google Workspace, yeah, it's a toss-up, really. There's not a huge amount of difference between the two overall on the general things that most people are interested in. Not a huge amount. Just so happens I decided I want both subscriptions, because I do different things as part of my business, and one is better on one side, and then the other is better on the other side for other things. just personal choice. In terms of using Google Workspace, what are the advantages? I think that it's the integration. It's the integration of the products is very good. I think that for example, Google Docs, Google Sheets work with Google Mail. You can actually go and share things very easily. Collaboration, security. So, for example, the idea that you got security on there with two-factor authentication and various things like that as well. So that's very useful as well. In terms of navigation as well, as I said, because we are brought up in using apps online and on a browser, what happens is that we are used to having the tabs along the top of the screen. So, for example, if I show you my screen over here, and what we've got here is that I've got calendar, mail, drive along the top, and I can actually have other items as well, like for example, docs. And then we have sheets. And they're all in one browser. Whereas with Word and Excel, depending on how you're using Office 365, they could be different programs on your desktop. Okay? Or yes, it could be Microsoft Outlook and the Office 365 platform is one screen as well. So it depends on, again, so if you like working in tabs like this and being able to move around quite easily, then yes, the advantages with Google Workspace. Now, in terms of the and for a lot of people, it's intuitive and easy. I think that's what it is, isn't it? It's for a lot of people, it's intuitive on there. In terms of the security features, so let me just come out of here. In terms of the security features, I think that the Google Workspace has done a lot in actually making it more secure. They have two-factor authentication, as I mentioned. They have data encryption, excessive and comprehensive controls for the administrators. Therefore, if you actually have a number of people in your employ, or for example, virtual assistants, you can actually get them an account and then manage their account as to what they can do and how they do it. Okay, so it can be hands-on if you want it like that. In terms of the security and so on, they comply to international standards and that kind of thing as well. So they do their best to keep your data safe. They say that the data is safe in your hands, but sometimes we share a lot of things, okay? And sometimes we don't know how to share things properly. Therefore, when you share a folder and you only intended to share one file, it could be easily done. Then the other person has got access to the folder. Let me show you. So, for example, if I go to Google Drive, and if I go to this folder called Projects, this folder called Projects is shared because you can see the little icon there. It's got the folder icon with a little person's silhouette on there. That is shared. So if I right-click on it and share again, you can see on here that I've set it up so that anyone with the link can view the information in there. That means the whole folder. Therefore, if I only wanted somebody to have access to one file, what I should have done was to just gone to the file itself, and then you can right click, share, and then share again. And here you can say, right, anyone with the link can view it, or comment on it, or edit it. Or in this case, another way to do it is to say it's restricted to only those people whose email addresses I'm adding onto here. So that's quite secure, isn't it? But sometimes we forget that we can actually get down to this level, and it's very good to share, but we sometimes share the whole folder and we perhaps didn't mean it. So one of the ways that I always do it is that, for example, under projects, I would actually go and right click on it, create a new folder. And if I'm actually sharing something with Tony, I would actually put a whole folder called Tony. And then on here, I could actually share Tony's folder. Now already, if somebody had that link that they already have access, well, I'm going to revoke that and then remove from parent. Okay, so I've taken the security off from the project folder, and now I can add in Tony's email address. So for example, if I put in this, happens to be, well, Tony or Nick, then I can send a message, send that, and they can actually be editor of that folder or a viewer of that folder. So you get the idea that you can actually have a lot of very good security on here. But you have to be careful about sharing things and make sure you know exactly what you're sharing. Test it out. Okay. Now, in terms of user friendliness, yes, I mean, as we said, the user interface looks quite nice. Google itself does a good job in the way things look and the way things are laid out, and I think it's a personal thing. I prefer Microsoft for many things, but I've got used to the Google stuff as well. Pricing plans, as I mentioned, I pay $15 a month over here. Whereas every month I would be paying something in the region of $10 or $11 for Office 365. Now, added to Google Workspace, recently, like in the last month or so, they have come out with Gemini, which is the AI tool. And they are adding that and making that available as a paid resource as well. And I will actually be looking at that in future sessions. Therefore, I'm not going to really mention that right now because things are some of the things are up in the air. I'm actually still doing some testing on there, and then I will actually go and do some AI tools for you as well. Now, so therefore, the pricing plan I think is good. I think it's affordable. In terms of what are the benefits that there are of Google Workspace, it integrates with other tools as well. Third-party applications, connect with them under the hood, and so that you can actually have links to using Zapier and other tools like that on there, so that you can actually create system workflows to help with your business going back and forth. You can have connections, you can have Google Forms that you create as well, that then Zapier or something else like that can take information from there and put it into your CRM or to some other system as well. Okay. Now, so as I said, it's in the cloud, right? So that's a big plus. It's secure, it's easy for collaboration. The connectivity and the integration between the apps is very simple, very easy. I've not even mentioned, for example, contacts as well. Once you put a contact in, save it, then you can go to mail and just send them an email, right? Things like that. Very simple. And also, they're constantly making the product better. What are the downsides of Workspace, Google Workspace? Well, the upside was that, yes, you need internet for it, and downside is, yes, you need internet for it. Therefore, it's okay, it's not totally useless without the internet, but a lot of the, for example, if, for example, I'm sharing my spreadsheet with you, and if you don't have internet access, you can't see it. That's it. So you get the idea that there are some issues with that. The other thing is, and I mentioned this earlier on, for certain documents, for certain spreadsheets that I need to be perfect in terms of the type of information that is stored in there, the type of manipulation that I do with it, the type of formatting that it has on there, like long reports or complicated spreadsheets. I use Word and Excel. I wouldn't use Google Docs and Google Sheets because Word and Excel are better. Therefore, for most of the things that most people need, the Google Workspace is fine, but it's not the best of breed in terms of the actual product. Okay, and finally, some people even, and this is what I mentioned a few minutes ago, although Google is saying yes, it's secure, etc., the privacy concerns are there because A, Google is a big company, B, a lot of people are motivated to actually try and hack into our data and our mail and our other things as well, and we have to be vigilant for that. For example, some people use other tools like Proton Mail for their email so that it's more secure. Now, obviously, if a government gets some sort of legal order for Proton Mail to pass on information to them, yes, Proton Mail have in the past gone and done it. But their product is very secure, I think much more secure than the Microsoft or the Google Workspace mail on there. There's a couple of things which I think is very important. Google has pretty good customer support. And nowadays, obviously, look, they've got the AI chat in the bottom left-hand corner, right? But you can also normally speak to somebody or chat to somebody, a human, to help you with an issue, or at least raise an issue, and then they get back to you by email. I think that's good. I last used it probably about a year ago. I had a really complicated issue for a client, and it took us a while, but we did sort it out directly with them. Microsoft, I think, it's harder to get support, I believe. Again, in my experience. Therefore, Google is great for teams that work together along global, global teams or dispersed teams, sharing and also collaborating at the same time. You could be on Google Meet and be editing the same spreadsheet right in front, and then as you're editing it, you'll see that you'll have the initials of somebody else that you work with, and you'll see that they're on the screen what cell they're working on, things that they're typing in, right, live. Okay, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's very cool. What I want you to do is to just tell me what your experiences are with these kind of platforms, with Google. It could be the free one, it could be the paid one. Tell me, have you found it easy to understand? Have you found it easy to follow? Have you had issues with it? And ultimately, if you do have a free account, would you pay $15 a month for it? Okay, with the added whistles and bells. That's an interesting question, right? So take a look at that. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as I said, next week I'll be doing another review of software. And one of the things that I want to do over the next few weeks is to bring you more tools, to expose you to new things. We've done things like Trello, we've done Office 365, we've done this today was Google Workspace. We'll take a look at other tools that will help you be more productive and to be organized in your business, not just for yourself, but when you scale up for your people who work in your business or your virtual assistants as well. Remember, once you have a process that is set, that works, then you can systemize it and scale up. And that's what these tools will help you to do. Otherwise, make sure you have a look at the pages that I've actually shared with you, the events that are going on in Groove Asia community, and I urge you to go and get involved. Give us a like, give us some comments into the chat, and we shall see you next week. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with live sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.